Chibwikem Onyenegecha. Thank you for the time, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing very well, my man. How are you?
I'm doing good. So we were talking before the interview. You're of Nigerian descent. Where were you born?
I was born in Oakland, California at Kaiser. You know, my mom's side's from Nigeria, and my dad's side's from like the South.
Oh, okay. Oakland, but Oklahoma is where I heard you've been fighting out of, though.
I've been training out of Oklahoma. I moved to Oklahoma at 18, and I met Matt Grice, and he took me under his wing, and he's just been helping me succeed.
Now, before that, pre that, did you have an athletic background? Were you into martial arts at all?
Yeah, I was into martial arts. I'm a huge Power Rangers and Dragon Ball Z fan, so like martial arts like always been in my life. I didn't really like get into MMA until I saw the Forrest Griffin versus Anderson Silva fight. After I saw Anderson Silva beat my man Forrest Griffin, I was just like, I can do this, because I thought Anderson Silva was a jabroni. I didn't know who he was at the time. Once I got into it, once I got serious, I ended up finding out who he was, and now he's like one of my favorite fighters.
What martial arts? Where did you start off?
Man, I started off at Duty Academy, and that was like a continuation school, and they had a martial arts program, like an MMA program, to get kids off the streets, and you know, I started doing it there, and I was just like, I'm gonna go pro.
So love right away of the sport?
Yeah, love right away. Like I said, I've always been into martial arts. I just wanted to be just like Jason David Frank.
Okay, so you already did. Do I not even have to ask who your favorite Power Ranger is? We already know.
You already know, it's the evil Green Ranger.
Nice. And then Dragon Ball Z, favorite character?
Gohan, Teen Gohan when he fought Cell.
Nice, nice. Now, were you always sure going pro? This was the path you wanted to walk once you started martial arts?
Yeah, this is what I wanted to do when I first started. I was all the way in. I always played football and track, and it didn't kind of work out for me. And so once I started MMA, I was just like, I'm gonna take it all the way. I was originally like skateboarding. I wanted to go pro, and I had to choose, and I chose MMA. Or originally I chose like boxing and Muay Thai. That's what I was into. And like I went to Oklahoma and didn't have any of that, so I ended up getting into MMA.
How did you go to Oklahoma from Oakland? How did that endeavor work out?
My uncle played for OU. His name's Chibwikem Onyenegecha. He played for OU, went to the NFL and the CFL, and he was staying out there at the time, and he was going to help me with my strength and conditioning, so I moved out there to get more explosive.
Nice. Now, MMA, undefeated as a professional. What has this run been like?
It's been a journey, my man. I don't know, it's experience. I didn't have a super extensive like amateur background. I only had one amateur fight, and I'm kind of like learning as I go. I'm pretty green, you know what I mean? And definitely every fight's a learning lesson. Did
you feel now, looking back, that you rushed that decision maybe a little bit?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I wish I would have had more amateur fights, but I've been fortunate to come out on top every fight.
What kind of fighter are you? How do you, put yourself in a category? What kind of fighter are you?
Man, I like to play punch face, so I'm a sprawl and brawl kind of guy.
So then, are you anti-grappling, or are you just, I'd rather keep it on my feet?
I'm wherever these hands take me. So I guess anti-grappling, standing on the feet.
Going back to Oklahoma for the upcoming fight, a big event, LFA. What are your thoughts on being part of a televised event?
Man, it's a huge opportunity, man. I just want to give Michael Chavella and say, here goes the bigger bush, getting out of that ring. That's all I really want. Just get the knockout and just, show everybody back home what I'm made of.
I don't want to rain on your parade too much, but Michael went back to Australia. He left Access TV last week.
Did you really?
The last LFA was his last event. This weekend there'll be, I think, Ron Kruk and Pat on commentary. Yeah, Chavello, with the birth of his second child on the way, him and his wife decided to move back to Australia to raise the children around their family.
That's crazy. I'm so sad now. That hurt me.
Sorry, I did not mean to do that.
That hurt, man. Dang, I want that. wanted to get that. Maybe I can get him to tweet it or something.
You have fans. We still need the calls, right?
I still need him to say that for the one time. That was like a goal.
So Stephen Skoch, I believe, is the opponent. What do you know about him?
He's a strong wrestler. I don't know. I've seen like interviews of like his opponent's RFA fight. He said he was strong, so I watched some of his footage from like 5 to 6 years ago. You know, I have nothing current, and from what I've seen, it just seems like he's just a persistent wrestler. Anybody
that knows anything about Oklahoma, they eat, sleep, and breathe wrestling like people in Texas do with football. So not too surprising that he can wrestle, right? I bet when starting out there, you felt a lot of wrestlers.
All my opponents have been wrestlers. I think my last one, Omar Acosta, he was kind of like a mixed martial artist. But even, you know, when he got hurt, he tried to wrestle me.
And then you fought Omar for the CSC title?
The SCS title.
SCS.
Yeah. I'm the SCS Middleweight champ.
How many titles do you have?
Just one, sadly. I won 7.
What was that like then? Early on, now you're like you said 5-0. Early on though, so this was your 4th fight or your 5th fight?
For the title?
Yeah.
It was my 5th fight.
Last fight, taking that title. What did that mean to you? Getting a regional title, 5 fights in your career.
Man, it meant a lot, man. I was going through a lot. Just had like a kid and stuff, so that was like intense. And I don't know, man. I just just been motivated. It was a hard camp. I'd do like 5 Shark Tank rounds all the time. That sucked. It was definitely an experience. It just made me a better fighter.
You've had a regional title. You're in the LFA. That's a big feeder. 2017. We still got half the year to go. What are your goals?
Man, I just want to get 3 or 4 more fights. I want to go 8 or 9-0 this year. That's really it. Maybe get like 2 more titles and just call it a year.
What do people need to know about you as they're going to tune in for LFA 15? Your fight's up first.
Man, it's going to be explosive. I got the hands, so expect to see them fly.
Last but not least, who did you need to thank? Who did you need to shout out to?
Of course, my sponsors, Advent Heating and Air, VIP Personal Training, and Action Transmission. Without them, I wouldn't be in New Mexico right now and making it happen for this next fight.